Tarisland final beta is now starting globally. They have now given out emails and continue to give out emails throughout the day to everybody that is invited to the beta. I'll be telling you guys everything you need to know about the Tarisland beta that is coming out and some crazy new changes to the game, and some of them are not that good. So we're gonna be jumping right into it. Before we jump into it, guys, make sure you guys join my guild or community Discord. If you guys want to join my guild, you can do it through the Discord, or you can just join in and talk about the Tarisland with the community. Now let's jump into the video. So I mentioned earlier that Tarisland is gonna have a beta for global. I mentioned it like long ago when the Chinese beta came out. I was like, most likely it's gonna be a global beta, and I was right. It was a global beta sign up that I mentioned in my last previous videos, but the people that signed up got access to basically got emails sent to them. So if you signed up with PC, you got the PC download client sent to you. If you guys join my Discord, like I said, the community Discord, I can give you guys the link for the download if you want it or need it. And if you sign up for iOS, they gave you a 5-step process how to get Tarisland on your iOS device. Basically, you go through the email. It says all the steps for you. Get the test flight. You search up Tarisland. You log in with the account that you signed up with, and then you can play the game. Now, and same with Android, you get a download link and you can play through there. Now, for the people who didn't get access and really want to check out the global launch, don't worry, I got you guys. So what Tarisland always does, even though they say you gotta get a key or whatever, what they always do is they do a first come first serve process. So if you want to check out Tarisland, you guys can use the download link that I will give you guys in my Discord that I told you guys about, the guild Discord. And then if you get on at the opening time, I think the server opening time is Europe afternoon, like 12 or 2 p.m. at least, +2 GMT, +1 GMT. So early Europe in America will be probably like 6 a.m. if you're central. But basically, you guys can get in the game, make a character, and you can play the game. Usually that's how they do it. So don't worry, if you didn't get access, or you didn't get an email, you can still play the game by just logging on early and making a character. The beta will only last 3 to 4 days, so it's nothing crazy. We already know the global launch is coming out in June. We don't know what June, but most likely 19th to 30th June, in between there somewhere. So we'll probably get an official date announcement right after the beta, like they did with the Chinese beta. So we will be getting more news of the global launch. So if you guys don't get into this 3-4 day beta, it's not the end of the world. The global launch is right around the corner, so you guys should probably check it out. But that is all the beta talk. I really want to talk about some things, some changes to the game. All right, and this is not always good, man. So basically, there's been some new changes. At first it was announced in China, and then it was later announced globally, and it's about macros. Yes, you guys heard me right, macros. In a non-autoplay game, they want to add macros. This is what they're saying, their announcement: improving the overall user experience, especially on mobile devices, is a top priority for our official launch version. We're planning to add skill macros to simplify the operation on mobile devices, making it easier for mobile users to play raids or PvP battles. And they later has gone out because they got a lot of backlash for this in China. And this is kind of funny because I talked to the developers, or I mentioned it in the Discord about the macros. This was before it was announced globally. It was only announced in China. And then I got muted in the main Discord for talking about macros. And then the day later, they announced macros. So they don't want us to have discussions about things that are bad for the game or negative for the game. If you do, you just get muted. So I got muted in the Discord for talking about macros. But now, luckily, they can't mute me in my YouTube video. So basically, they've shown some videos of it. So it's going to be a simplified version of using your skills, which will also be usable for PC players. We don't exactly know how the macros work, but from what we can see, it's going to basically, you can choose what rotation your skills you want to use your skills, and basically make it easier for mobile players. So closer and closer to some kind of auto combat, which doesn't make sense because this game has been like supposed to be a full non-auto game. So hopefully they just scrap that whole macro idea, make it easier for mobile players. Doesn't even make sense. This game is very simple. It has 6 skills, like 8 skills at most, where most of them are like 1 minute long cooldowns. But it's basically like 4 skill rotations. Every player should be able to click 4 skills, right? So the whole macro thing doesn't make sense to me. So I really hope they shut that thing down. They got a lot of complaints in China, and then they're getting a lot of complaints here too. So hopefully, you know, we let them know that this is a really bad idea. Second bad idea they talked about is making the raid content easier. So they want to make the one content this game really excels at, which is really fun, which is the raids. They want to make them even easier. And now let me tell you guys how easy they are, okay? When the game first released, the first beta like a year ago, I don't know how long ago, the raids were really fun and difficult. Then they got nerfed a little bit more, and then they got nerfed even more. So in the last Chinese beta, I played with the 7 people in my guild and then random people. We had 600 ping, right? And we cleared the hardest difficulties, elite difficulties, in all of the raids with 600 ping, right? And with randoms. So if we can clear it with 600 ping and randoms, why do they feel like... And that was on the first day of the release day too. So the day they released the raid, and then we entered within 24 hours into the raid and we cleared it. So they're gonna make it even easier. So they want to decrease the level to make it more accessible for everyone. Now let me tell you guys something, all right? From my years of experience with MMOs, if you want to nerf something, you do it after people actually try the content. You don't pre-nerf something, because this is what's gonna happen. Let's say the first raid, right? And let me just say, if you want to make an easy level raid, you do the normal difficulty, which is the baseline raid level, to be the easiest one. That's the entry level raid. The elite mode and the epic mode should not be nerfed before the game even launches. They already have an entry level raid for the people that, you know, don't know how to play games. Now, what I was saying is you nerf the raids later on, because if they're already nerfed, let's say I enter the raid, the fish raid, I do it in elite mode, I one-shot it, right? Then I'm done with that content. I got my gear for the week. Now I can go out to the next raid. Nobody's gonna go play it again. So if you try to buff the raid, it's too late, because people already played it, people out-gear it, whatever. However, if the raid is too difficult, right, then people actually gets attempts to play the game. They will spend hours, probably 2-3 hours, probably get close, maybe not, and then they will actually get enjoyment out of it, and then you can nerf it a little bit, and that way you will be able to see then people will actually be able to enjoy the content, right, instead of just one-shotting you. So you never pre-nerf raids, because you just literally, what you're saying is, we got content that we spent hours on making. You guys spent hours on making these raids, and people are just gonna run through them like this, and all the content that you spend hours and days and months on making will be cleared very easily. So always nerf after, okay? If you guys want to nerf in the first place, these raids don't need nerf. I don't know where they got that notion or idea of nerfing these raids, because they're very easy. Like I'm telling you guys, if you can do it with 700 or 600 ping with random team in China on the first day of release, because what happens in MMOs is people gear up every day, right? Let's say they release a raid on Tuesday, right? If you can't clear it on Tuesday, every single day your character is getting stronger, you're getting better empowerments, you're getting better gems, getting gear. Thursday, Friday, and then maybe you can clear it on Friday, right? So people will themselves get stronger by just playing the game. So why do the nerf job for them? So again, I think that doesn't make sense. Now there are some one more change that I want to talk about, which is the PvP changes. Now, as you guys know, the PvP has the potential to be good in this game. However, this game highly prioritizes or favors, I could say, the healers in this game. Without a healer, you're gonna struggle, because the healers, they got revives. They can revive like 2-3 times in a 3v3 PvP match, which doesn't, first of all, it doesn't make sense. And second, the Phantom Necro, for example, has a lot of healing and is really hard to kill. Sometimes you can put like 2 or 3 DPS on them, and it's very hard to kill. The bad thing about the PvP 3v3 is there's almost no existent triple DPS setups. The reason there's no triple DPS setup in this game, which is in my opinion, one of the most fun comps to run because you have to be on point, right? The reason why there's no triple DPS comps is that every time you face a team with a healer, you have to kill the healer first. Because if you kill the DPS first or any other class, the healer will just revive him and then revive him again. You always have to focus the healer first. And as a triple DPS comp, you don't have much survivability, so you have to finish up the job earlier, right? So the other team always know what you're gonna do. If you're triple DPS, they know that you're gonna be going for the healer, right? So the healer can just full stack healing on themselves. There's no smart thinking around it. It's very like simple, straightforward. So, and now they made it even worse because now they made it so that players can change their specs within 15 seconds before going into a match. They will see the enemy. So if they see, let's say a healer, he sees, oh, there's triple DPS. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put full defense, full healing on myself, and then make it even worse for DPS setups. So instead of having like more cool compositions in PvP, more variety, way more fun, they're just making it so that you always need a healer by being able to change your talents and skills right before you enter a match. There's one solution to this though. If they want to do it like this, just remove the revive ultimate from PvP arena. Like, that's the first way to go. And of course, nerf the healing a little bit. But like doing this change just kind of ruins the triple DPS meta. It already was non-existent. Now nobody's going to run it. But there's one good thing, which is some gacha skins. Now, there was some talk about some gacha skins, but the people that talked about these skins that were showed in an article in China, for some reason, we're not allowed to talk about these changes that come to China. Because if you do in the Discord, you get muted or banned, right? But I talked about a gacha system. Because remember back in the day when I made my pay-to-win video, I made also a follow-up video where I said, this is how you can make money on the game and monetize the game without making it pay to win. And my suggestion was add a gacha for skins, pure skins, like it doesn't give any stats. And they did that. So good thing, you guys listen to me crazy. But they added skins gacha. The skins look really fun and cool. So I'm really excited to check out these different skins. But unfortunately, recently there's been some... I don't understand why they're making so many like weird changes right before launch. Like, you already had so many betas to test out and get feedback, and now all of a sudden you want to add all these weird changes that's not positive for the game at all right before the launch. I swear, man, some companies and some games, they don't learn, man. They don't learn. They got another massive chance after the fiasco with the pay-to-win thing. And now right before, they're like, yeah, let's nerf all the raids. Let's add macro autoplay to the game. Let's make PvP even worse. Like, what are they thinking? Like, holy. But yeah, that is the changes. Hopefully, I'll keep you guys updated and give you guys feedback. When there's some new change or new development to the game. I'll be checking out the beta. I was streaming the beta on YouTube and on Twitch, so make sure you guys check out my streams on the beta. All right, I'll be playing with my guild, but it's gonna be a fun time, man. Take it easy. Thank you guys for watching. Check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.